For me, it started Easter of 1997. And I was a very successful risk manager, RN at the hospital. I was the third highest position in the hospital. I was also the director of music ministries at my church. And Easter Sunday, it was like everything we planned went absolutely perfect. And I remember sitting in front of the sanctuary in congregation looking out, and so joyful. And I heard a voice that said, just take the pills and it'll all be over. And I thought, where did that come from? I was not depressed. I wasn't, there were no issues. But that voice continued. And I didn't tell anybody, not even my husband, Charles, because nurses are not supposed to have mental health issues. And when I speak in churches, I say people in the ministry are always supposed to be happy all the time, which is what we expect of our people who are leading us. So I didn't tell anyone until I ended up in our hospital where I had such a high position with a suicide attempt. And it was humiliating for me, for one thing. I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember then being transferred to a hospital. And when I got back from the hospital, I remember people in my church coming up to me and saying, my son has depression, or I have depression, or so-and-so has bipolar, and it was like the secret was out. And people, at least in my church, didn't have to keep that mental illness a secret, and we could be supportive of each other. But that started a cycle for me of for 3 years of attempting suicide, being in a hospital, coming back, and then back again with another suicide attempt. And after about 10 suicide attempts, they were getting more severe and more severe. And the doctor said, if we don't do something now, you're going to be successful. And so it was then that I had ECT treatments, which for me saved my life. They're not for everyone, but they saved my life. And I've done quite well. But as I was going through the mental crisis, I was also going through a spiritual crisis. I so desperately, for me, my faith is very important to me. And I so desperately needed to God, but I couldn't find God. I couldn't see God. I couldn't feel God's presence. And it was as if there was a wall that was keeping God and me apart from each other. And so that was another part of it. I received lots of different diagnoses and started on this journey.